Before anything is transformed, it has to be seen differently. Every transformation starts with what others cannot see. But as long as you see it, then that's all that matters. It may feel like things are not working out or you are falling behind, but maybe that's a sign where things are finally being rebuilt for the better. The hardest part of transformation is not the work itself. It is doing the work when it looks like nothing is happening or it looks like things are getting worse before it gets better. That's the hard part. That's the part where dust is everywhere. There is chaos everywhere. Things are looking absolutely terrible. And when every part of you wants to quit or you think that you made a mistake, that's a part that nobody shows you. That's the part where most people stop. I know that part. I lived in that part. But let me explain to you exactly what I mean. When I flip a house, of course, you just don't start with a beautiful bathroom, a beautiful kitchen, or nothing new, right? I start by tearing things out. I'm demolishing anything that has been compromised beyond repair. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be flooring, drywall, appliances, cabinets, the systems. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's been compromised or it is distressed beyond repair or it needs to be updated, then it has to come out. To most people, that seems like a total disaster. It looks like things are getting a lot worse, and they see that it is a house that has been distressed or abandoned, and it's just beyond repair. They think that I made a mistake, and sometimes it can feel like you made a mistake. But here's what it took me years to understand: that life, your life, my life, it works the exact same way. Your mind, your body, your habits, your finances, your future, there's always a time where, well, I shouldn't say always, but there could be a time where it seemed like things are just falling apart and it's not coming together. It's not blending or meshing the way you thought it would. If you're in that stage, here's what I want to emphasize to you. It may feel like things are not working out or you are falling behind, but maybe that's a sign where things are finally being rebuilt for the better. I used to think that transformation was about the reveal, the after, the before and then the after, the finished house, the new body, the venture that finally gets traction. But I was wrong. The reveal is the result. The transformation happens in the middle, and that's the part where it gets tricky because that's the part where you may be building alone in the dark. No one sees the efforts you're putting in. No one is giving you applause or encouragement because they may not even know what's going on in that moment. And so they can't clap for you. They can encourage you because they maybe don't quite see it or don't quite understand it. And there's one thing that I've learned that changes how you survive the middle or survive that process. And I'll get to that. But you have to earn it the same way I did, the same way I'm trying to earn it, the same way that you may have already earned it or that you plan to earn it. And before I understood any of this, man, I was stuck. I worked jobs that I absolutely hated. I was frustrated with my life. I was frustrated with myself. I wanted to be in better shape. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to not be depressed. You know what I mean? I didn't want to feel so down. I wanted to change my life so badly that it ached. Man, I fought for it. I failed. I longed. I hoped. I fought. I failed. I longed. I hoped. I was so frustrated with my whole life, but I couldn't give up. And so eventually the pieces started coming together and I was able to evolve into a different person. And even now I'm still evolving and still trying to hit new levels in life and starting new seasons. My mind has expanded to a dimension or a place that I just cannot shrink back from, even if I wanted to. And so everything I'm about to tell you, I didn't read it. I lived it through flipping properties, through building brands, to designing spaces, to training my body and refusing to stay who I was. The first thing that I learned is this, is that nothing great happens just because. A house doesn't just become beautiful. A body just doesn't get stronger. A mind doesn't get more disciplined just because. Your life doesn't improve just because. There is a psychology to becoming new. And if you don't understand this, you'll quit every single time. Right in the middle of the demolition. Before I flip a house, I have to see what it can become, right? Not what it is in that particular moment. I'm not looking at this desperate, neglected space. I walk into this mess of a house and I see what it could become. I see the vision. I see the natural light coming in. I see the vaulted ceilings, or I see that this wall needs to be removed. I see so much potential. I see the vision in my mind. I see everything that it could become. And as I'm going through the process and I am renovating, the vision starts to become more and more real. Your life needs those same eyes. Before you change your body, you have to see yourself differently. Before you change your mind, you have to believe your current thoughts aren't the final variant of you. Before you change your life, you have to see potential in yourself when your reality doesn't reflect that yet. And especially then, you have to see it. And that could be particularly hard. Trust me, I know. It could be truly hard to see yourself in this reality that you're not living, but maybe you're longing for it. Maybe you're putting the work in to make things better, and you're not there yet. But you have to stay there. Your mind has to arrive at the destination before your life does. Sometimes we see everything that has happened to us, the mistakes, the delay, the debt, the failed attempts, the old identity, but you're not a project that needs repair. You're a canvas ready to be reimagined. Here's the part that a lot of people misunderstand. Everybody wants a new kitchen. Nobody wants the blind and allergenic dust. Everybody wants a new body, but nobody wants the daily discipline. Everybody wants peace, but nobody wants to face those patterns that keep creating that same chaos. You cannot build what belongs to you. Strip out what doesn't. In a house, old cabinets come down, new flooring comes up, damaged systems get overhauled. In your life, old habits, old mindsets, old environments, the excuses, the coping mechanisms, you have to forfeit that person that helped you survive or can't help you grow. I need to say that one more time. You need to forfeit version of yourself. And I hate to use that word version because it's so prevalent. It's used so much these days, but I don't know how else to say it. Maybe I should say variant or addition. You have to forfeit that variant or addition of yourself that help you survive or can't help you grow. This will be a real challenge because you can know a particular habit is hurting and you still be attached to it. You recognize a limiting belief and still repeat that same limiting belief. You can know this person that you are now is ready to be expired or has expired and still be scared to let it go. That's why transformation is about forfeit that identity that keeps pulling you back because you can't just build a new life on a foundation that keeps crumbling and cracking. The middle of a renovation is there is tools everywhere, there are things everywhere, nothing is in its place. There's always problems that you see everywhere. There's dust everywhere. There's problems you didn't expect. I call them landmines. When I renovated at this point close to 40 houses, there's always been problems that come up that I didn't expect. That's just part of it. I call them landmines. There's times when the budget starts to come back. My budget might have been this amount and then it expanded to this amount. The timeline starts to expand and that vision starts to feel really expensive. From the outside, it looks like chaos. It feels like chaos. But if you understand the process, then you know what it isn't. It's the middle. Maybe it's organized chaos, but it's the process. And this is where most people miss with their own transformation. Because they feel like this mess that they're in, or the confusion they have, they assume that they're failing. But the mess is the evidence that something is being built, or being renovated, or being improved. When you start changing your body, it gets uncomfortable. When you start healing your mind, every feeling starts to surface. When you start building discipline, those old habits start to fight back. And sometimes they feel like maybe we're going backwards. You know that saying, one step forward, two steps back? But that's the old structure that's finally being disturbed. The middle is where your psychology is going to get tested. Can you keep believing the vision when the progress isn't clear? Can you keep showing up when the results aren't obvious? The middle is not your detour. The middle is your walk. It's your journey. It's life. And two things hold the whole thing up, and that's going to be your environment and your discipline. Design taught me that space or how your environment feels, it changed how you think, it changed how you feel. It can make you feel heavy, it can make you feel inspired, it can make you feel stuck, or it can make you feel encouraged. And your life is a space too, in a way. The people around you, the content that you consume, the conversations that you entertain, the habits that you repeat, all of it is shaping you in one way or another. You can't renovate a house while refusing to remove the damaged materials. So ask yourself this honestly. Is my environment supporting who I am becoming? If not, then adjust. Your space, your habits, maybe even your circle, your private life, it all has to align with your public goals. And underneath all of it is a structure. When people see a finished house, they see the beauty, right? But the beauty only works because the framing, the wiring, the plumbing, the foundation, everything is intact and working together in a system. The aesthetic is the result. The discipline is the framework. A vision without structure just becomes frustration. That's why your routines matter, your boundaries matter, tracking your time, tracking your money, tracking your energy, it all matters. And I don't mean to try to control everything because we know that's unrealistic. You cannot control everything. That's not life. But you can build something that can actually stand. And at some point, transformation stops being about what you do. It becomes about who you believe you are. Try to adjust your habits without changing your identity. You cannot eat better by seeing yourself as someone who always falls off. You cannot build discipline by believing that you're naturally inconsistent. You can't build assets by still thinking from survival. Real transformation needs a new identity. You don't say, I'm trying to get healthy. You become someone who honors their body. You don't say, I'm trying to be disciplined. You become someone who keeps those promises to yourself. You don't say, I want to change my life. You become someone who no longer negotiates with those habits that keep them stuck. You have to become that person that you want to be, that you believe you are before the world validates that. Before the results show, before anyone claps, before the money comes, you have to know where this thing is going while it still looks unfinished. Elevation has a price, and it's rarely money. Sometimes it costs you your comfort, sometimes it costs you the people around you that was comfortable with you, and that's why growth can feel very lonely, especially if you're building alone or if you're building in public. Because while you're doing that internal renovation or construction, people only see that you're different. He or she is not the same person. I can't relate. What's going on? They may mistake your renovations for distance. They don't realize that you're just becoming more intentional. You're becoming more focused. You're becoming more protective of your energy, and your time, and your bandwidth. But you cannot keep shrinking to keep others comfortable while asking your life to expand. And here's the last thing that I promise you at the start. When a house is finished, people think that the transformation is over. And to a degree it is. But in actuality, it's really not. Now it has to be maintained. Changing your body is one thing. Keeping the lifestyle, that's another. Making the money is one thing. Managing it with wisdom is another. Finding peace is one thing. Protecting that peace is another. Transformation is not a one-time event. It's a way of living. You become better, and then you keep choosing to be better. My two journeys, renovating houses and renovating myself, it taught me the same lesson, that it was never really about one thing. It was a mirror for life. Just like a damaged house, you still have worth. You still have potential. Even when the work is extensive, you are still worth the investment. You can be in process, you can be under construction, you can be unfinished, and you can still be powerful. The goal is not to become someone foreign. The goal is to become the best that we can be. If this resonated with you, like the video, subscribe, let's stay connected. And remember what I told you at the start. Before anything is transformed, it has to be seen differently. Every transformation starts. I see what others cannot see. I'll be back. But as long as you see it, then that's all that matters.